Welcome back to HGC Korea. We have 1-1, another series. We are breaking all the 3-0s
We
today.
really are. After 4 weeks, it's time, G-Clef. No more 3-0s allowed. We are going the distance tonight. Will it be 10 games? I don't know if I'm ready for that, but still, it's nice to see that at least our second series, I guess our first series as well, very competitive.
Yeah, very competitive. Game 2, not as much though. BlossoM really stomped down on the weakness of Supernova. They have found that already, which was total macro control. Even though what seemed like Supernova had the macro control with the early camp, they defended pretty easily. They knew exactly what to do, BlossoM, to go against it, make sure they can't really get to the lanes where they send the camps for, so it can't be empowered by the other hero, but try to force them down away from the lane that the camps go. So those camps were basically wasted all the time, so Supernova never really got full value out of that. And BlossoM just understanding that, pulling that up was quite amazing in game 2.
It was really well executed there by BlossoM. And just looking at the teams, we would expect BlossoM to maybe be a little bit better than Supernova, especially with how much they've struggled with a team like Gluck yesterday. So overall, we'd expect BlossoM to do well. But game number 1 is just, a perfect example of what happens when you lose a couple of picks and the game just ends immediately after that. So Supernova definitely do have what it takes to turn this around and maybe turn things into a little bit of a reverse of their experience versus Gluck yesterday. We'll see as we get into our next pick. This is game number 3, Tomb of the Spider Queen.
And BlossoM's favorite battleground pick. I almost thought for a second that Praxis was picked, but it's banned. May have another Sky Temple or even Volskaya game. BlossoM does like to play that Volskaya a lot more compared to the other teams. But after game 3,
we can dream. Perhaps in our future, but let's talk about our present, Tomb of Spider Queen. And I don't know, every time I get into draft phase now, I'm just so much more excited because of how new and kind of crazy and dynamic everything is. And yeah, there are some guaranteed ban heroes like Genji out here in Korea. I was looking at some of those highlights during the break, and there's so many Genjis in there. I'm like, well, imagine being in a region where you get to play Genji. Not this one.
No, it was all Hanzo. It was Hanzo highlight.
There were some good Hanzo highlight clips. Crowans didn't quite make it in, but they're making the video on that one as we speak, but we'll keep an eye on that. Tracer ban, very well deserved, even though we haven't seen a whole lot of Tracer today. Still makes a lot of sense. And second ban here, I guess you expect that BlossoM is going to be forced to ban Raynor, right?
With the Phoenix ban, yes. I was thinking BlossoM may actually open it because they started with the Tracer ban. Of course, it was a response from Genji, because if Supernova does not ban either one of those, Genji or Raynor, they could actually snipe into BlossoM, but seems like they don't really want to play that Genji anymore. Phoenix is already banned for Supernova, so good luck having that Raynor.
Wow. Okay. Supernova are going to get their chance. It's kind of interesting. We didn't see any Raynor yesterday, but today it's just all Raynor all the time. And ooh, even some 6 skins to match. That's going to be first pick for Supernova. Now, what are BlossoM going to do to respond? Because Raynor can be a little bit of a liability if you can't keep him away from all that hard CC.
Usually Korea waits until the other region plays it first, and then get a good hint of how to utilize him, what kind of build, and what kind of team comp he's good with, weak against. And I think by tomorrow we should be having Raynor about half of the time just not being banned in the drafting phase. At least not at the first floor.
Or picked.
Oh, maybe picked. But
okay,
not too many bans in the first floor.
All right, well, it is going to be a lot of crowd control coming Raynor's way with a new Barak and Maev picked up right off the bat. But, Bunker is going to be a great place to put, Raynor sometimes, give him some protection if he finds himself in trouble. The Malfurion makes perfect sense, though it is coming through second pick. What is Merryday doing? He's making the craziest faces down there.
The ban here, I think. tank one, but against Tabin, BTC is not too bad for that early control, but just continuing to have that Garrosh pick against Tabin.
Yeah, they're just going to permaban that. Ban on the Karazeem. That's actually really interesting. Over banning something like Malfurion. I mean, obviously the bans are working out different ways now that there's 6 of them. Not going to give that over to BlossoM.
Just trying to remove what could be one of the best support hero that Merryday could do. And also that pairs up pretty well. Decker in this case? We don't really have too much dive yet from Supernova. And Phoenix is not there. Maybe looking for some late game, some combo with Stay a While and Listen and the Cage. This may actually be a disc game, kind of like along with Cocoon, getting 2 of them out of there and making sure when they retreat, grab the 2. Most likely it is going to be Rainer and maybe Malfurion.
Right. The final 2 are Junkrat, Muradin coming through for Supernova, and BlossoM. Probably just looking for a whole lot of ways to catch either, like you said, Malfurion. Probably targeting onto that Rainer. It is a big investment to go for, and Supernova kind of tipped their hand a little bit.
I wish Shankana falls off the chair. That would be the best
That's
moment.
how we get our highlight
But
clip.
we do have really good chairs, everyone for the players and the casters as well. But we do have Jaina. I haven't seen Jaina in Korea for a few days.
I would have wanted maybe even Diablo along with this. I mean, this is just like a straight up, I don't know, just tons of CC wombo combo. I could picture the best case scenario in my head already. And it looks pretty bad for Supernova. But, I mean, if they can avoid that, keep Rainer safe, then we'll just deal 1 million damage over the course of these fights. I'm excited to see if Supernova can pull it off, come back after losing game number 2.
With this draft, maybe a little hard. They do not have Irel, was banned. And basically BlossoM challenged Supernova. Can you have Rainer without Irel peeling for that Rainer? And Supernova said, yes, we can do it. We can actually have Blaze, and we will be fine with that Rainer keeping intact together. So BlossoM picks the opposite and says, okay, good luck escaping from all the tether, all the CCs. That's going to happen against you. We're going to have so much combo post-10, even before that. See how well of a peel Supernova will have for that Rainer. You do have some safety tools, like the bunker post-10, some CC. Compared to having Irel, I think there's a difference there.
There's a Stay a While, and then a Ring of Frost, and then a Cage, and then I'm just picturing it all going right there. Maybe you start things off with a Cocoon. I don't know, but it's not going to look good if any of those things hits Rainer. We'll find out as we get into game number 3. We're starting out with our traditional 5v5. A couple of nice tethers.
Focusing on the Muradin, actually soaks in
Kurisaku's
a lot of the damage. Onkono is the one that's
body
super
block.
low.
Oh, bomb's coming out. Oh, man, that was close. Actually, Haben might be the one to go down, and he does. BlossoM get first blood, although they're going to trade it right back.
With a Jaina, and they do actually get better in trade, Supernova did. Because most of the damage went into Muradin instead of lots of DPS. That was I'd say that was not too bad of a trade for either side. Nothing too much lost in any lanes for either of one of the teams. Supernova actually starts super early game.
You know, I just love how this is a 3-lane map. It's one of my favorite facets about this map. And how you know there's so much balance between all 3 of the lanes, and how you can have heroes in all 3 of them at the same time if you wanted to. I just thought I'd point out how many lanes there are in case you are wondering.
In case I don't know how many lanes there are.
Yeah, you know, I didn't want to say that, but yeah, everybody's at different stages of learning
yes,
this,
yes.
so
I'm
just trying to help you out a little
I'm 28. I think I know my stuff.
Okay.
Thanks, Rapid, but
I got
good luck
you.
testing me.
I'm trying. This has been a little bit of a test. I hope I pass at the end. leave that one up to Twitch chat. But let's look at another tether coming through. No chat, the recipient of a whole lot of crowd control. And he actually is surviving a surprisingly long time. But the damage he's outputting, now 0.
Jamie. Right on.
Yeah, well,
that's Vulture. I know my StarCraft one.
Yeah, it's not going to be lasting very much longer. And I think, and maybe hope against hope, that is not what we have in store for the rest of this game. Otherwise, no chat is going to be a very, very sad Rainer.
And because BlossoM had massive wave clear, they were able to get the camps clear so quickly, and they're able to do about as much, or actually a little bit more towards the wall. This early of a game, if you do just a little bit more damage to the wall, could actually make a significant difference in the rotation, what happens in the lane. You look at that, wall's already gone. A lot of the turrets are also damaged for Supernova's side. And it actually connects to a lot of your turn-ins as well. That's also the reason why BlossoM banned Garrosh. This map, you can just toss one over the wall. The map that
you're going to have a bad time.
Has wall sustained for the longest time, I would say.
Catch again, this time on a Honkono. It's going to burrow right back away. And I love how active we're being. Lots of rotations, lots of really cool attempts at putting action early. I always hate these. You know, I think Wolf is a big fan of these like very macro rotation focused maps and play styles. It's like, wow, that was a 2-kill game, but just look at all the thought and the detailed strategy. I'm like, no. I just want to see 50 kills.
Yeah, not just a team fight here. As
no.
Does have auto charge.
Honkono.
What connects after?
Ooh, that's a
Potion?
rough one. Potion again. That is going to be a nice save there. Alex might be in a little bit of trouble there, but he's actually even going to stay alive. And look at No Chat back in the back, getting a little bit of revenge. So much damage being put out there, and it's a big kill to come through. Sonya down. Supernova, man advantage.
There's some action. So far, 3-4-3 Mammoth Armor here. So we did see a lot more. Ooh, sniping on 2.
Alex, not gonna have a good time
and
there.
Your teammates, oh, what are you doing? I was turning in, okay? At least got the turn in.
Here's Saku. Dead, yeah.
Gondar picking up the kills. So much better these days. We were questioning his DPS ability when we had a switch.
Yeah.
Originally, it was going to be Honkono DPS, going to be Gondar on the tank as usual. But we were questioning a lot of his DPS play, but now we do see the reasons why. His hero pool is pretty big. He can play a lot of melee assassins. He's really good at it.
First turn-in does go to Supernova, so even though they do take a little bit of a loss that last fight. Oh, now coming in towards Wiz. Thankfully, that wall is there. But the Web Weavers are pushing, even though they are almost all taken out. Last one surviving in the bottom, and it's going to break through this wall.
Top one, Jaina spent everything up there to destroy that Web Weaver. The bottom one, they have 3 members. It is not the worst one, and they didn't really lose too many members either. I believe they have a lot of gems to turn in. We'll continue with the next set of Web Weavers, but if they get hands on it. So far, constant harass from Junkrat, and lots of range from Rainer as well. So BlossoM, they can't really get too close, and when they do, they actually open up a team fight with Gondar diving in with the Spirit. So far, a great Maiev.
Yeah, they have, Haven actually the one to get caught out. It's not taking actually too much damage, so no crisis mode just yet. The Honkono, I think the lowest one after all is said and done, and he is going to retreat with the rest of BlossoM, but will they be allowed to? I mean, Supernova are doing a really good job not getting too caught out at the beginning of these fights. And
have early tether just in case he tosses out. We'll be back in. Sometimes you do want to focus tank to have the front line weak, so he has to be on the side or getting lots of heals, and then you focus the DPS later.
The problem is, G-Clef, that we're about to hit 10, and for BlossoM, that just means a whole lot of please fight me right here. And in general, Supernova are doing that up until now. They probably just want to stop here in a little bit. Otherwise, BlossoM, there's a whole lot to throw right on their heads. Oh my god, was this so much damage?
And he sustains pretty well.
Yeah, that's the Sonya special.
Is that Phantom holding 30?
I think it is. Wait, is it?
Only 20.
Didn't get a chance to see on my screen, but yeah, it's a lot.
It's 20-30. They don't have enough. Just in the flame range.
And
let's see
there we go.
Okay, does not go in.
I thought he might, but just going to allow the counter turn in, and now BlossoM with web weavers of their own.
It is a very scary thing for Supernova. If they go anywhere close to the members of BlossoM, if they get pulled in even once, it's not gonna be a good time. Cocoon, Stay a While and Listen, Cage.
I was hoping
so many CC. We have to open our eyes. Everyone, widen your eyes for the team fight.
I was hoping for Ringer Frost too, but that's a little bit of wishful thinking. Now going forward, trying to catch good old Jimmy in the back, and they do. No chat, not gonna have a good time for much longer. Gondar there to take him out. Haven even tossing out of this fight. Now maybe going back in, but I don't think he's gonna have too much of a good time. Knocked right back and forth, and even with an avatar, he is... Okay, well, he did survive.
He does survive.
But just barely, and at what cost?
Blaze does dive in and gets Jaina down, but that's about it. And Jimmy even got... I saw the saddest moment there. Jimmy even got caught by the Web Weaver attack. The purple things at the ground. He couldn't escape from that. Great body block here by Onkano.
Wow.
Heaven comes in to sleep along.
Merry Day with the and one. That's what we call doing the utmost. He was really, really committed to making that work. And as if BlossoM can actually get everyone out of here alive,
Yeah,
I mean,
they do have the slow, and I think they can escape easily. Not too much of a worry here.
Triple stun and run. BlossoM with a nice exit. And man, these team fights, I think we're just going to see a whole lot more of the same. I mean, Raynor, we talk about how strong he is in Hero League at the current moment, but he just takes so much of an investment to keep him alive and able to deal damage in these fights, and Supernova just can't do it.
And it seems like for camp, Supernova, what Weavers as well, the entire series, they're not really getting too full out of it. BlossoM, of course, they have a lot of pressure here. We have Gondar always looking for that angle to bring Raynor in. They will have back-to-back World Weavers here. Timing with the camp might not be perfect, but still, if they can get the fort at top and the bottom still having that 2-level lead, may just continue into 3, a bigger of a level gap then. Heaven with a murder, then he can't really initiate and create plays of his own.
Yeah, I'm just wondering what is the ideal best setup here for Supernova? I mean, obviously they want Raynor free to just attack forever in the back, but how do they set that up?
Early retire to
trying to come around.
Have the wave clear and do some damage as well. That's going to be the main point.
Knock Wiz back, but that's not really all that big a deal. Some nice displacement from Bentham. He's really being disruptive, but I mean, none of that really makes a difference until it comes to actually picking a fight, and that's not something Supernova want to do.
Bottom fort does go down as well, so rotating up. Even the bottom one is still pretty healthy, pushing in time. BlossoM may just switch out after destroying this wall to the bottom. They can just take all the structure experience they want to. You don't really have to go all the way to the keep. Let's see their rotation next.
I love how good BlossoM are playing this, how well BlossoM are playing this even. They're not just trying to be over-aggressive and get these big wombo combo engages. They push just as much as they need to, and then back off and rotate once their advantage expires. So Web Weaves are out of there. BlossoM are not being too over-aggressive.
Because they have the lead. They have a mass. There's with the combo cage. The burst and blow up with the Mount Fury, and that was a great catch by Gondar there, catching all of them. And of course, Raynor's always in there for some reason.
Yeah, I mean, he would have had to be, right? Just the sickest engage by Gondar. We're hearing an interview from that guy, guaranteed. What on earth was that? A genius engage, and that's core.
That will be core. That was a weird interaction with the Stay a While and Listen and Jeff Propulsion happening at the same time. And stunned both of them. But that's about it. Mount Fury is already back in game, but look at that for going down with a crazy amount of damage. And BlossoM will take game number 3. 2-1. One more to go to close out the series, and how they're handling this. Game 1, they were in some panic mode as Wiz was way too aggressive alone. But in this case, when they have the Wombo, Gondar making sick plays, coming out flanking from the side, getting everything, including Jimmy.
Including Jimmy. And even if you only caught Jimmy, even that might have been enough. But, I mean, Gondar's really helping out our HGC highlight team, making their jobs easy. If you guys want some easy karma, clip that, post it wherever you want, and that is just one of the sickest ends to a game that we've seen in a while. 12-3 kind of tells the story of that game. No chat. 0-2-3.
Yeah, see, BlossoM asked the question again.